good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. So, what are we going to be talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about friendships. And Mum, would you like to start off with the first question, please?
Yes, of course, Mahi. I would love to start off with the first question. And you know what? I'm going to ask you it. So the first question is, what does friendship mean to you?
So friendship means to me when you can have a laugh and a cry with somebody. Like, it's just somebody that you trust with your personal information and like the things that are going on in your life. I have a really good friend that we don't really see often, or we don't really message each other, but when we see them again, it's just like you pick up where you left off. I think those are the best type of friends.
So friendship to me is like what my sister said, my darling sister. Like basically that. And also you don't feel like you can't tell them anything. You don't feel like, oh my god, they'll get annoyed if I say that to you, or like they'll be like, I can't tell them that, because if they know that, then they'll like be annoyed at me. So you can trust them to like not get annoyed at you over like silly things. What about you, Mum?
So in terms of friendship, I think I've kind of got I think you two are like a third of my age. Well, one of you is a quarter of my age. So, you know, I've got like 30 years on top of both of you, really, in terms of my understanding around friendship. And to me, friendship means someone that you can just feel comfortable with, and someone that you just feel that you can just be yourself with. You just be you. You can laugh together. You can cry together. I think one of the most meaningful friendships that I've had is one where we've known each other since nursery, and that person, like, we've fought. We haven't talked to each other for years, but in my heart, I know that they're there. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of like, there's a connection there, and you know, I think that's, for me, that's what friendship means. Just, you know, you can fight, you can argue, but you're always still there for each other. You know that you can reach out to each other if you need to. There's a kind of unconditional love that you have as well, probably, for each other. And you know what? It's really hard, I think, because obviously I'm attaching my meaning to what I think friendship is, and I think it's really hard to find that.
Okay, so Lux, would you like to ask the next question?
Okay, so my question is, what are good qualities in a friend? And you know what? You can start, my darling sister.
So the good qualities in our friend is somebody that is like honest to you. And one thing that I really like about friends is when they just say things straight up to your face. Like, oh, I feel like I've been the only one reaching out, but can we change that next time? Thanks. Like, just like somebody that just says things straight up to you. Like somebody who's a girl's girl that tells you like, oh, you need to put on some more deodorant, love. Or somebody that's like, girl, what are those nails? Like somebody that just like talks to you and tells you the things that like sometimes your mum doesn't tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Like when it comes from like that third person, then you know that they're actually telling the truth. Or like when you know what, like you have different friends for different things. So like for me, I have a different friend for somebody that I really want to have a good laugh with, or somebody like, no, I don't really have a cry with people. Just cry.
With your mum?
Yeah, my mum.
I don't really like to cry to people because like, why are you crying, girl? But yeah, so like there's friends that you have a laugh with and stuff, and those are like one of my favourite types of friends because like they match your energy so well. Like I don't like people that don't match your energy, then it gets really boring. So yeah.
Okay.
So Mum, what are your good qualities in a friend?
So in terms of good qualities, I think everybody has good qualities. Sometimes it's quite a subjective thing, isn't it? Right, really. So like my version of a good quality might be for somebody else that's a bad quality. But I think as someone that doesn't, like, quite honestly here, that doesn't have many friends, I think for me it's just honesty and integrity. They're kind of good qualities as a friend. And you know, if you got something to say to me, say it to me. Don't pretend, don't hold back, say it to me. Often people I know through my life have said, oh, you know, just tell me what you think, and then you do tell that person what you think, and they're like, the next thing you know, you're not friends anymore because you've actually been bluntly honest with that person. So I'm quite a blunt and honest person, to be fair, and I think that's possibly the reason why I don't have many friends. But to me, that is actually a good quality in a friend or a person, just to be like blunt, but in a, how can I say it? Not blunt, in a empathic way. I don't know. I mean,
the thing about me is I just say things as they are, and then people are like, oh yeah, I want somebody to say things as they are to me, but when you actually do, then they don't like it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And you end
what
up
do you
with like,
want?
what do you want? Like,
What do you want from me?
For me, going back to that question that, going back to the question that Laksh asked us, that is a good quality. Like, you should be able to, in a kind way, be able to tell the person, actually, do you know what, I'm not sure that's okay. And I think in a lot of friendships, people run to give you advice. And I think, actually, if you just listened as a friend, that would be a good quality as well.
Like if you said, oh, I don't know what to say right now, but I'm here for you. That's much better than, oh, well, at least you're not like living in the streets. Like, I know that, and I'm grateful for.
Yeah. So I think, sorry, Laksh, we've kind of longed your question out a little bit, but I think for me, those are some of the good qualities I would say in a friend. Like someone that can listen, someone that you know will be honest with you and objective with you, but not hurt you in that space. Yeah. What about you?
So my qualities are basically everything that you said, and also sometimes I don't really have many friends, really, and no, I don't have any friends. I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't have any friends. I'm fine with that. I don't care.
I'll be your friend.
I'll be your friend. We're your friends. Hold his hand. I'm your friend. Go on. Sorry.
Like, so I don't care. Yeah, what someone thinks of me, and if my friend, but basically what they said, if my friend doesn't like what I'm wearing, but I really do, I'm really sorry, but I'm not gonna change my outfit. And I want someone who's straight up, and I want someone to give me their opinions, but I don't want someone to be like, oh my god, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. That is the most disgusting thing. I am disgusted that you're wearing that. That is a disgrace to humankind. Like, that's just taking it a step further.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
To
So,
you.
would you?
I do say some of his outfits are very questionable.
So, in terms of the quality, then, what's the quality you would be saying, in a friend?
Blunt, but not too blunt. Because if you have a too blunt pencil, then it doesn't work.
Very good. That's a very good analogy. Any other qualities?
Basically all the good qualities like kindness.
Mhm.
And also they can't be like horrible to others.
Yeah.
And they also can't be like, I'm not your friend anymore. And then I'm like, oh wait, but I didn't actually mean it. So that,
When they have an argument with you and then they're like, oh, are we cool now? But they don't actually apologise, like that just annoys me.
And that's the other thing. I think as a friend, you should be able to reflect and be able to say sorry to each other. Do you know what I mean? I think often there is something about saying sorry or apologising, but in a way that protects you and the other person. It's okay to say, oh, you know what, I think we agree to disagree here. And that's almost like apologising, isn't it? That it's okay for us both to have different opinions. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about qualities. Mahi, what's your question?
I'm going to ask you some different scenarios and you have to say if the friend's a red flag or a green flag.
Okay.
So the first scenario is that your friends are having some banter with you and they say, oh, you have crooked teeth. Now your teeth is something that you've been very insecure of, but when they're having banter, it seems that they're only having like a banter at you. Is that a red flag or a green flag?
Red flag.
Red flag.
Okay. Well done.
Because that's happened to me.
And why is it a red flag, do you think?
Because like you shouldn't be the punching bag of your friend group.
Yeah, all the time. I think that's true. Yeah. Go on.
So, the next question. You had this nice big friend group where everybody got along, and then this new girl came, and like when somebody new comes, they kind of just like take all the attention or whatever because they're new. But you have this new friend, and they purposely leave you out. And then you confront your other friends and say, oh, I feel this way. And they say, oh, no, she's not doing that. Don't worry. But you feel left out, but they're dismissing your feelings.
Red flag.
Red flag or green flag?
Red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
And why is it a red flag,
Can I answer this one?
Yeah.
It's a red flag because she's purposely making you feel left out. And if these are any of your actual scenarios, take some advice from us, please. They're purposely making you feel left out so that you don't, because for some reason they don't like you, whatever it is, because you're good at something and they're not, whatever it is, they don't like you, okay? So they're just going to make you left out, and then all your friends are going to turn against you.
I think, I know this might not be like popular opinion, but sometimes it's better to be on your own than in a situation like that, isn't it? Because all a situation like that will do is just make you feel even worse about yourself, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mum, would you like to give some of your examples? Because you're quite older than us and you must have lots of scenarios.
You're part of like the school mums. You remember those people know them school mums? And whenever you go into the playground, you walk into the playground and you see them look round at you and then they turn their heads like you're not there. Like, should you still go up to them and they totally sort of ignore you? You know they've seen you, you know they've clocked you. And instead of sort of saying, hi, how are you, coming towards you, they always turn your back. Is that a red or a green flag scenario?
Red flag, obviously.
And in my example of that, I always used to walk up to them because I just didn't have that confidence of saying, you know what, I ain't going to stand with you guys. You've seen me. Yeah, so I think, that's the school mums friendship group, I would say. Or friendships, one might say.
I have a scenario.
Go on.
If you have a friend and then they say that like they don't really like speaking to you, and then you say that you don't like speaking to them, is that a red flag or a green flag?
Green flag, because that technically
they are being honest, aren't they?
They're being honest, and also if you don't like speaking to them, you're worried about hurting their feelings. Well, they've just done it for you.
Yeah.
So
in some ways, it's sort of a green flag in that they've told you that they don't like speaking to you, and actually,
and now you don't have to do it.
You don't have to talk to them anymore. So actually, one might see it's a green flag, mightn't it? At least they're honest. Any more scenarios?
Okay, so I have a scenario.
Done.
So you are with 10 friends.
That's a lot of friends.
That's a lot of friends.
They don't work well.
They all don't like each other.
They all don't like each other. They all don't like each other, but they all like you. Yeah. So you've gone bowling, right? What? And they've started like a fight, they've started arguing about who scored a strike. Yeah, if it was fair. Yeah. And then they all ask you, who do you think? And then they're like, and then one of the other people says, well, if you choose them, then they're your favourite friend. Is that a green flag or a red flag?
A red flag.
A red flag.
But I would just say it's a frigging bowling game. It's not the Olympics. Why do you guys care so much?
The point that Lux is trying to make through his scenario is that, those friends are separate friends for a reason, right? Sometimes you have to keep your individual friends separate, and you know that there's a reason why that you haven't brought them together so far, and it's not a good idea to bring them together so far. And I also think, so I don't believe in this whole theory around best friends.
It's not a theory.
Or favourite. What is it?
It's not a theory.
It's like this thing, whatever, not theory, whatever you want to call it, mine. I don't believe in having like a best friend or this, that, and the other. I just feel that
but
you
the
have
thing
good.
Is, there are best friends because you're not like in love, but you're best friends.
Best friends can be soulmates.
Yeah, but they're soulmates then. Why call them best friends?
Because they're not in love.
They're your best friend.
I don't need a best.
You don't need a best friend. You
Yeah,
said
but
that
other
everyone's
people
entitled to
might-
their opinion.
Yes, they are. Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
but
to agree to
other
disagree on this one.
people might need a best friend.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it's
I
not
just feel
real.
you then pigeonhole yourself with this one person.
No.
No,
You have
because
friends.
You know what the
and you
best
have
type of friend
best
group
friends.
is? You know what the best type of friend group is? You have 2 best friends and 2 best friends. They create 4 best friends. That means nobody gets left out and they're really good friends. All the 4 of them.
See, I can just be friends with myself and you guys.
So what do you not find good about a best friend? Because like the friend that you turn to when all other friends are lost.
I just find from my experience, and this is my experience, my subjective experience, is that just having one friend that is your closest friend is not a good thing,
But the
because
thing
you
is,
then
you can have
What if you have
best
more than one
friend?
friend?
more than one
friend.
best friend, so everybody's your best friend.
No,
sometimes.
two
What if
best
you have?
friends.
What if you have more than one best friend?
But why would you have?
What if you had
How
anyone?
can you have
No,
5
listen
best
to me.
friends?
What if you friend, what if you only had one friend? What if you only had one best friend, and then you had different friends outside?
But that's what I'm saying. That when you just choose that one person,
Mum, you're not choosing them though. You're not selecting them.
They're just your best friend for a reason.
Yeah, but I just feel that you then pigeonhole yourself.
No, but
if you say no, listen to me. If you say, oh, that person's my soulmate.
Okay, Mahi, can I say something?
If you say that person's your soulmate,
then you're pitting yourself around them.
Can I say something? Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, both of you, is that okay?
Yeah.
So I think we all have a differing of opinion here. I don't think we have to agree on this. I don't think anybody has to agree on this.
Let's just agree to disagree.
I think you're right. Let's agree.
So I want to carry on with this conversation.
I don't want to have this discussion, Mike, because you want to prove that you're right.
Yeah, we do.
And I just don't agree with you, and I don't want to keep arguing with you about it.
We're not arguing. We're having a healthy debate.
I don't find it's a debate. I don't think it's. I just don't believe in having. I've got stuck in the past where I've just had this one person that I go to for everything, and yes, that's my mistake, and I thought they're my best friend or they're this and that.
Mum, just because one friend can give you
I've had that with lots of people.
The love of 1,000 friends. It's just finding the right best friend.
Like I've seen situations where that's happened before as well.
Yeah, so you're right, Lux. One friend can be more than enough than 10 friends sometimes. You're right. You're absolutely right. I guess it's okay for us to have these differing opinions. My question really for you two is, obviously, at school, how does all this theory stuff work then? Like, how do you manage friendships at school?
You just do.
Do you find it hard work?
I don't have any friends, so...
What,
so you don't have any friends at school?
No. My poor Sheila.
Sheila.
Well, okay. I think the thing is, there's groups at school.
Yeah, there's like the popular people, the kind of popular people.
You just kind of have to find what group you fit in with, really.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, I don't fit in with any of the groups because there's 3 main groups in my year group: popular girls, popular individuals, popular girls, and then weirdos.
Okay. And where do you sit?
None.
So what do you do? So, like, say for example,
so you're telling me there's loads of popular people in your class?
There is actually.
How can there be loads of popular people? Popular people.
There's like 10 popular people.
Okay. Can I just reel us back in, right? Let's go back to the beginning when we talked about what does friendship mean to you and what are the qualities of friends, and we talked about that, didn't we, between us? Mm-hmm. Yeah. If Lux is saying to you that he doesn't actually, from his version or his understanding of what friendship means, he doesn't connect with any of those, is that not okay?
Yeah.
So what do you do in your lunch and break times?
Yeah, so they have like group games on the playground where you can like all like play, for example, cricket.
Oh dear, so you do that then,
yeah.
do you? Okay.
He's in the cricket group.
Is he?
They kicked this kid out and then let him come in.
Did they?
Yes.
You don't feel that in your... Do you mind if I ask you this question?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So you don't feel that in your school environment or in your life you really have anyone that you would call your friend?
No. I had one really, really close friend. Like, really close friend, but he moved on.
My baby. My poor Sheila. Just my baby.
Guys, squeezing me.
And how do you feel about that?
I wonder what he's doing right now.
No, how do you feel about that you don't have any, like...
I don't mind. It's kind of nice because then I don't have to be like, oh, well, you have to stand there and you have to stand there and I'm not going over there because I don't want to. Like, oh, shut up.
So, so Larch, I mean, I went through school without any friends as well, particularly high school and college and university. I went through a large amount of my education without any friends, and I would sit on my own and all these sort of things. So I do understand how or what that feels like, or how that feels. It would be interesting, Mike, to hear your view around that, because we're both like loners, aren't we, me and Lux, and we're quite happy. Well, I know that I'm happy being on my own, and whilst it's, I've gone through my life and I've had different types of friends, I've just found they've never stuck. Do you know what I mean? Or people have been my friends because being my friends makes them feel better about their lives. Because, do you know what I mean? Like, I've always had people that have clung on to me, or just disingenuine. So how does that feel to you, Mahi? Because you obviously have a different view about friends to me and Lux, don't you, in some ways?
I kind of feel bad that like they don't have any friends, and then like I do have
But you
friends.
said we feel bad about having friends.
But like the thing with me is I don't like talking to people outside of school. Like if you call me outside of school, like you're constantly messaging me, like no, I speak to you at school. That's enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on the weekends, I guess I kind of just go MIA.
Firstly, you shouldn't feel bad for me and Lux, right? We just want you to know you don't have to feel bad for us.
And I don't like the friends that like smother you and always want to meet up on the weekends.
Gonna meet up!
Or like want to call all the time. Like please, just kind of like leave me alone. I spend enough time with you at school. I don't need to spend any more time with you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I guess, you know, it's okay that we have different experiences and we have different understanding of friendships because we are different people, right? And we're going through different things in our lives. We're at different ages. Like, you know, we don't have to have the same experience around friendships, do we, really?
I guess it's important that you had the right type of friend and that different friends play like different roles in your life.
Yeah, and you might find that, you know, people come and go from your life as well. Friendships come and go from your life as well. And I think if you are going to be a friend to someone, I think we should make sure that we embody all those good qualities that we talked about, shouldn't we? That applies to us as well, that we should embody all those good qualities. And actually, in the world, there are going to be some unkind people and not very nice people. And actually, we just need to learn who we are in the world and our space. Do you have any parting advice about friendships, Lux?
Yes, so what I think is, it's many people say, why do you not have, like, people come up to me at break lunch, like, why do you not have any friends? Like, they're really, like, curious, like how do you live without friends? And I'm just like, with
Not that
oxygen.
deep, bro. Not that deep.
I know. Like, I don't care. Like, they're like, you must be so upset. I'm so sorry for you. I'm like, I don't care. Okay? I'm just trying to be a normal boy in this world. Yeah, and it's fine if you don't have any friends. Like, so.
Thanks, Lux. Mahi, you any parting?
Hashtag learners forever.
Yeah, we are learners forever.
I think my parting advice is that you just have to be strong enough to be okay if some friendships fall apart or you guys just grow apart, because that's happened to me before.
So, Mum, what is your parting advice?
Friendship is a two-way thing, and you've got to remember that, you know, whilst it's good to have friends and good people around you, you also have to be a good person too. And you need to recognise when, you know, actually you're not being a good friend or someone's not being a good friend to you. And it's better to step away rather than stay in something that's like that. And I think that applies to whatever age you are. So it doesn't matter if you're like these guys' age or my age. Like, you are a precious gift. Everyone is a precious gift, and we should all respect and be kind to each other.
And with that, we would like to say thank you for listening.
Bye!